You have entered the PM. What's up, y'all?
What up?
CashApp and Greg here with a PM.
Welcome to the Pivotal Moment. I'm your host, Greg.
And I'm CashApp.
Where we believe in healthy people, healthy family, healthy world.
Yes, it's been a minute. I'm so happy to be back with you guys.
Indeed.
We had a lot going on. Greg celebrated a birthday yesterday. How old did you turn?
Man, I'd rather not say. 38 years on this earth. 38
yes.
What is it? What did he say? Rotations around the earth.
I'm like, I went blank. Don't be doing no pop questions.
I'm gonna be into all the whole solar stuff, but 38 rotations around the sun.
Yes.
So it was a beautiful weekend, man. Wifey did her thing like she always does.
Okay.
Her level of thoughtfulness, man, makes me look really bad.
Okay.
But Saturday we celebrated with the kids, and that consisted of her delicious cake. I got to start with the cake.
No, the cake was like the end.
Well, you go online, you can see that thing. It was no joke. I'll give you a description. So it was a 3-layer cake.
Right.
I'm going to get it right. It was a 3-layer cake, 2 banana layers and a chocolate layer, all homemade. Okay. In between those layers was her delicious buttercream icing with Biscoff cookies crumbled within that icing. It also had salted caramel pretzels broken up within that layer.
Yes.
All right. No joke. It was covered with her buttercream icing. There was a dusting of Biscoff cookie ring around the bottom. Okay. On the top, we had pieces of Biscoff cookie. So just looking at it, you think, oh man, Biscoff cake. No,
I made one of those before though. No, it was good.
No joke.
This was different.
No joke. But we did that.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of games we played with the kids, had a ball with that. They showered me with gifts. This is all Saturday. Yesterday was a busy one.
Yeah.
Not yesterday. What's the day?
Today's Tuesday.
Sunday was a busy one. Julie is our phenomenal cheerleader, so she had a game. So we did some running around with that. And then yesterday.
Oh, wait. And the boys sang the Star Spangled Banner at the Little League game. Yeah. We recorded it. I'll be posting it soon. We just had such a busy weekend.
They did amazing.
We were doing they did a great job. But when you're in a house full of musical people, they are so critical of themselves that they barely wanted me to post it, but I'm going to post it anyway.
Yeah, they did amazing.
They did a great job, especially with them teenage boys. Their voices are changing. They're getting used to how to sing within where they are and where their voice change is. And that's a little bit different for them. But even with all of that, they did a really good job. She's making it
nice. Y'all should have saw the rehearsals.
The rehearsals was rough.
She's going Maddie Moss.
Don't do that.
All the time. You know, Jay Moss and the Shears. she's Grandma Moss.
Not all the time, but if we got a performance, I was going to go and cut somebody. Listen, okay, so here we go. Maybe I was a little bit, Joe Jackson-y. But when they were struggling on figuring out the arrangement, because again, you have this house, everybody's musical, and they think they know everything because of that. They've been doing it for a long time. Really, they all been singing since they were like 18 months to 2 years old. So they all can hear notes and all this stuff. And the one didn't really want to practice. And then when he was straining a lot because his voice was changing. The arrangement wasn't good. And I was like, okay, if you are not going to practice and you're straining, you about to be cut. And then the other one was like, I'll do it by myself. And it was just a whole thing. But the next day he came, he had his tea.
What are you talking
He
to
had
coach?
all
You
this
don't want them to
stuff.
know which one we talking
No,
about?
I didn't. It didn't really matter. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Like,
Okay.
you know, if the viewers don't know him, it doesn't matter.
They follow.
They had their things, and he came back ready.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because as a parent, you have to challenge them sometimes.
Absolutely.
And I was dead serious. If you're going to sound horrible, you're not going to sing.
Yeah.
I'm not about those games. We taught our children a long time ago. We are not lying about things to make you feel good. If you do bad,
we've grown up to call that term a church lie.
Yeah, we call it church lies. Because at church, you're nice and you don't want to say if someone did horrible, if they cracked, if you don't want to say it. So it's just like,
nah, bro, stay in your lane.
But we didn't teach our children to do that. So much so that before we go anywhere, especially when it has to do with music at all, we have to have a conversation in the car, especially when it's our first time. And in the car, we are like, keep your comments to yourself. Mm-hmm. We will talk about it when we get back in the car later. We will have a full review.
Oh, because believe you me, we're going to talk about it on the ride home.
Well, the thing is, even when we're singing, like, they're hard on us. This is not just...
Yeah.
When I'm singing, if I hit a note a little bit off or not quite, or if Greg starts a little bit weird, that's his thing, they will be like, it is. Greg is not... He don't be on time with the starting.
Come on, man.
Greg don't be on time with the starting.
No, she right.
He be starting off.
She right.
And me and the kids look at each other in the audience trying to like, you hope this ain't a live stream thing. But they will call you out. And even when I'm singing, if I do something, I say, man, these kids they're going to say something later. But it's because we taught them at a young age to be honest. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that, because we believe that honesty makes you better.
Absolutely.
There's just a way with that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so that brings us to our conversation today. We wanted to talk about parenting because we're in a really interesting phase. We have 2 teenagers. So if you don't know us, we have 5 children. They all range from 14 being the oldest, 5 is the youngest. So we have 14, 13, 11. Then we have 7 and 5. And so those are like 3 different spaces that they're in. The 7 and 5-year-old are similar. They're in the same kind of thing, interested in the same things, doing the same things for the most part. Then we got the girl, she's 11 and she's a girl. So that's a whole different thing. Then we have the older 2 who are 13 and 14, who are going into their teenage years. And it's different. It's different. And so you have a lot of stuff around you, a lot of people talking about what they're going to do, what it's going to be like, what all this stuff, and you're kind of navigating it yourself. And it's interesting. It's very interesting.
It's a crash course.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think as parents, we should be the atypical examples of crash test dummies. You remember that back in the day when they put them dummies in the car and they drive them into the wall to see what the effects are on the human body? There's no safety net for this. We use it for relationship, but it's the same thing for parenting. Yeah. There is nothing to catch you at the bottom of the fall. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so when she mentions the teenagers, they're really our testing ground for a lot of things.
They've been from the beginning.
That we thought we could be prepared for. Yep. You know, I'm learning that just in the conversations that I'm having with them in private, dad to sons. Yeah. You know, you're trying to create this space where they feel comfortable talking with you. Mm-hmm. And then there's just some things like, man, how do I connect with you? Mm-hmm. And then when you do connect, am I fully prepared for whatever they're going to say? Mm-hmm. And some things they say catch me off guard. Some things I'm very impressed by. Yeah. And then there's those, those emo moments like they call it today, where it's like, I'm not getting anything out of you. Yes. Well,
let's talk about that for a second. So Greg, if you haven't seen any of our previous lives, he started this thing with the boys after reading this book called The Intentional Father. Mm-hmm. We should put the title and all that. By John Tyson. Yeah, we should put that in our caption.
I'll throw it in the chat for you guys.
And in this book, this man, you should explain it. You would do it better than me. Mm-hmm. What did he do to encourage you to do this?
So the author, John Tyson, created this process. Nobody gave him a format, but it's something that he thought about when he started looking at a rite of passage in other cultures. Mm-hmm. You'll see that in the Jewish culture. You'll see other forms of that. In some African cultures where there's a age for a child that they're considered manhood or stepping into manhood. And so he said, man, I never had anybody do that for me. How do I do something for my child to prepare them for going into manhood? You know what I mean? And so at age 13, from the age 13 up until his son moved out of their home, a couple of times a week, they would sit down, they would have coffee, they would have tea, maybe they would do a walk or run, that type of thing. And they would just have intentional time in the morning talking about life. His son having a space to be able to share his heart, and him as a father be able to pour some intentional things into him. And it was a beautiful process. And for him, the goal was whenever it's time for him to walk out the door, he won't leave his parents' home completely oblivious to reality. Not knowing what to do. And for him, he said, man, I felt my son was very confident leaving. He wasn't petrified leaving. He was ready to tackle the world. And that's what I started implementing. I took that from there. I was already starting to do a rite of passage for their 13th birthday. Prior to me reading this book, I actually saw something similar to that outside of that. And then I started reading the book, and I'm like, yo, this is exactly what I'm doing for their birthday. How about I make this a weekly thing? So twice a week, I meet with them in the morning. I make a cup of tea. We just sit down and talk about some really just practical and dope things. This morning, I asked them, have y'all ever had moments where y'all felt unseen or unheard? And immediately, I mean, this is the fastest response I ever got from them. Michael was like, no, Greg spoke first. He was like, yeah, on the basketball court. I said, really? Because, sports is where he tends to thrive. He was like, last year, I felt like, I wasn't seen. I wasn't getting heard. I didn't feel coach was really giving me the opportunities that I wanted to. And then Micah said, I felt that way in one of my classes. There was another kid who kept shouting out all the answers and walking around like he was the smartest kid. I know I'm smart, but I don't have no voice, and I'm not getting a chance to speak.
Wow.
And man, we were able to just unpack that. Like, I think both of y'all have some really good points here, Greg. Even though your unheard or unseen wasn't a vocal thing, you still felt like you had a silent cry, like you didn't have a voice.
That's good.
And then just talking to them, like, man, there's moments in this walk as a man where you're going to feel that way. You're going to feel unseen. And it opened and it segued to me talking about bamboo season. So if you guys have never heard the sermon series by Mike Todd with Transformation Church, it was years ago.
Was it a sermon series?
Yeah, it's bamboo season.
I know it was a prophecy. I don't remember.
He did a whole teaching on it because he broke down.
Yeah,
that was part of the Planted Not Buried series, I think.
Was it? So what? I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember. It was a while ago.
Well, with
it was
bamboo,
great, y'all.
Yeah, oh man, with bamboo's the slowest growing tree, at least from what my understanding is. Underground, it grows a lot. It plants and roots itself deeply underground, and then when it finally breaks through the surface, then it skyrockets. The growth is the fastest growing plant on the planet. If I'm wrong, don't tag me in it and go into this whole thing. But
just say it like this: once it starts to grow underground from overground, it says something like it grows every 3 hours, like a certain amount of thing. So it took years underground. Which that'll preach by itself. That's how it is raising kids. It took years underground to grow, to even poke through. And then once it starts poking through, it starts growing rapidly by the hour. And then it gets as tall as it's meant to be. And from my understanding, it goes into feet, like several feet.
And it's extremely strong. But that's where the lesson comes into play. I told them, man, there's going to be times in your life where you're going to feel like that bamboo. Like, dude, I'm underground. Nobody can see me. I said all the stuff that we've been doing, when we talk on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, it's preparation for you to take these moments where you don't feel seen and heard and shift your mindset to say, this is a development space.
That's good.
So when nobody sees you, when nobody hears you, that's a time where you exercise integrity. That's a time where you use this as a chance to develop who you are as a man. When mommy and daddy ain't around, how are you speaking? What type of example are you setting? What type of friend are you? Are you walking in confidence? Are you being bold? Those are the times where it's like, man, even when I don't feel like people are seeing me, how can I walk in this? And so, that was our short talk this morning, man, but it was impactful for me. I know there was some seeds dropped in them, but when we talk about, man, parenting is not for the weak.
Yeah.
It's real. Like we're crash test dummies. And then many times in life, we feel like, yo, we're underground.
You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
From the time you bring them home, honestly, even if you babysat for your whole life, you had your siblings, you helped with this, you had a lot of people around you that had babies and you were around. It's still just different when you bring your own baby home and you got to learn from scratch their personality, what type of hair they got, how fast or small they growing, what about diaper sizes, why I get these newborn diapers and now it's large. Like it's the massiveness of how it comes at you. And then if you're a married couple, for us, we were married for 2 years before we had Gregory. So we had to learn how to parent this baby together. He grew up a certain way. I grew up a certain way. Some things were similar. Some were not. And how to do it together, how to still be together and how to give the baby everything. And it was just so much.
The reality is if we had a manual,
it still wouldn't have been enough.
Well, when your child is throwing up on you in the moment or, you're startled awake at 3:00 in the morning from shrieks and cries, who has time to pull
let me get the manual.
Let me look at table of contents. Let me find, page 37. Hurry up. Point A, point B. There's no way.
There's no way. Yeah. So even with the best parenting book and the best everything you have, it really is a day by day. Because the other thing is you have different personalities. So your my babies were all different in certain ways. You have some that need more attention, others that there's so many things that it has to be a day by day thing. And unfortunately, we're in a society that does not cultivate what it takes to raise a human being and go into the world in a healthy way. And for you to take time to learn and progress to it. We're in a microwave society. Like even more now, it's even more. It's like air fryer. It's like even faster than that.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're supposed to know and you're supposed to be able to work and you're supposed to be able to do this and you're supposed to be able to do that. Oh, and let the baby know what they want to do with they self too. And it's so much.
Oh, well, let's segue into that because we have a very traditional setup.
Yes.
It wasn't intentional. We didn't say we're going to set out to live like, we're in the 1950s. 'Cause we don't.
No,
we definitely don't. Especially the way that we have conversations with our kids. You're not going to find that in the 1950s as a common thing.
No. Yeah.
But, Cashay's a stay-at-home mom. Has been for a handful of years.
Yeah.
And so we've recognized the importance and the impact that having mom at home available to be able to pour into them, it has such a tremendous impact.
Yeah.
And we know that if we split our time in that way, our kids will miss so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's something that we recognize for us, that we had to make that choice. Like the best thing for them.
For us.
That, when we go to some of these school events and we see babies there that don't have mom and dad, and it's no shot at them because we see in today's society,
feels impossible.
If you want to keep your lights on, oftentimes you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And we live that on faith. Like we've never had a light cut off. We've never had those type of situations.
Yeah. It's been God.
But we see the impact that can have on a child.
Yeah.
And so we always want to try our best to make sure somebody's there to represent for the Coleman tribe.
If it ain't everybody, it's somebody.
Somebody's going to be there.
Yeah. It's always, and it was like that with our, when Greg our oldest started playing middle school basketball. His games were at 3:00 in the afternoon on Wednesdays. Now, what 2-parent household?
Yeah.
Do you know who's working and has any other kids can get to games, away game, not just home game, because school is near us, away games after picking up the kids and be there by 3:30 for the game to start. And then the game is over by 4:30.
Yeah.
It was the wildest, but God blessed us to be able to do that. But it's something because it's challenging.
Yeah.
And so you have to figure out in your home how you're going to show up. And this is something that I said at a conference before, and it's something that I've said on pods. You probably heard, if you've watched us for any period of time, you'll hear me say this over and over again. Because we did a lot of ministry. Y'all know that if you know us for long periods of time. We always have been in leadership type roles, which also requires a lot of time of us. And oftentimes we're together doing it, which means the whole house is there. And you're having to figure out how to cultivate the family that you have. Mm-hmm. And it's hard. It's a pull from everywhere. And nobody is really going to 100% like say, oh, I know that I want you to be here, but go take it. You don't always get people saying, go take care of your family first. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was reading in the Bible, and I was reading about Solomon, King Solomon, and he was just a child, and he was, God asked him, what did he want? And he asked him for wisdom of how to govern his people. Mm-hmm. And in the time of me reading that, the Lord gave me this revelation and a prayer, because oftentimes that's what he does with me is I'll see things and then he'll show me a prayer, like it'll cultivate a prayer inside of me for it. And I asked God to teach me how to govern his people, my children, because that's who I'm stewarding. Mm-hmm. Like, though I, at the time, I think, was over the music ministry, mm-hmm. I had other people to steward as well. But the Bible says that your family is first. And when you read in anything where it talks about the standards of a leader in God's eyes, before you can govern the others, you need to be able to handle your own household. Mm-hmm. And while that seems like, oh, that's so easy, that's duh, it's not always like that or treated that way. Mm-hmm. So you have to figure out how to do it. Mm-hmm. And so I asked the Lord how to govern his people, my children. I had to first realize that my kids were his. And that if he gave them to me, then he wants me to walk with, he wants to walk with me on what they need. And so as I prayed that, I recognized that God began to show me in every season and area in their lives, what they need. I still pray it. Like, what do I do now? Because they're different ages. And, the Lord continues to give us these different things. Like Greg randomly reading this book. Nobody recommended this book to you, did they? No, he came across it. Mm-hmm. And when he read that, it planted a seed of something that God knew that our sons needed. Mm-hmm. And something that you wanted to do, because Greg's ministry is ministering to men. That's one of the things. He has a bunch of stuff he does, but one of the things that's near and dear to his heart is men. And truthfully, Greg could have been a teacher from kindergarten all the way through college, master's, all that, because the Lord has gifted him with being able to talk and speak into men of different ages, speak into their lives. But it would be an injustice if he had that gift to speak into the lives of men and never do it for his own sons. Mm-hmm. What a disservice that would be. God gave him 4 sons. A ministry for men, and he don't never speak into their lives. Yeah. However, the reality is that unless you have revelation from the Lord, that you're forgetting that, because parenting can just be a lot of doing things. Yeah. And you don't recognize, like, I got to take some intentional time with these things. You don't always think about it. You're just doing this stuff. I got to get them clothes. I got to feed them. I got to this. I got to that. Mm-hmm. And you don't think about that. But with the help of with God, the Holy Spirit, you will learn. Mm-hmm. He will show you. 2 things happened recently where God showed me before, and I didn't even know what it was. I just woke up, oh, we got to pray for this one. I don't know what it is, but I seen something. I had another dream last night. Oh, we got to pray for this one. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but God showed it to me. Mm-hmm. The most important thing in the understanding of parenting being difficult, because it's a hard job. Whether you have a partner, whether you don't, whether it's a full community of people that's helping you, or you have a small few, no matter what it is, it's a lot of work. It's a big responsibility. Mm-hmm. And it's a blessing from the Lord. Yeah. And he don't expect you to do it on your own. Mm-hmm. And so when we invite him in, he will lead you on what they need. If he gave you a certain number, he trusts you with them.
That's one of the first cliches I found being debunked that we quote in church is God will never put more on you than you can bear. Yeah. It's not accurate at all. Yeah. It isn't. It's not accurate at all. There are just some things, a lot of things, most things that you realize
things that God give you can't bear.
he intentionally does that because he wants us to be able not just to depend on him. This is the revelation that I got from that. It isn't just to be fully dependent on him. Yes, that's true. But there is a relational component that we can't miss there. As a father, he wants us to depend on him because, number one, we get to experience and embrace his love. And it develops us.
Yep.
It grows us into who we are and as a mature believer who has a God-given divine purpose in the earth.
Yes.
Like, we see God using people every day for great things.
Yeah. There's
something that's inside of each and every one of us as parents. There's something in our children.
Yep.
So it's important that we recognize, man, God, I need you.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to help this tiny human being become what they're supposed to become.
Yep.
And if you created them, come on, man, like we need help figuring out who we are.
Yep. Still,
we don't wake up every day.
It continues to change. Your life is changing.
We don't wake up every day knowing exactly what we're supposed to be. As a matter of fact, you set a benchmark, you get there or get close to it, realize that the game is shifted.
Yeah.
The finish line moves. Like, hold up, man. Like, there was a pivot.
Yeah.
That's why we talk about pivotal moments.
Yeah.
There's a pivot. So we need him. So, circling back to our conversation on parenting, when our eyes open up that, man, God, this isn't just a baby you put in my hands. This isn't just a toddler. This isn't just a nerve-wracking teenager that you put in my life. This is a human being.
This is our first disciple.
That's good.
It's the first disciple that you give us for real.
That's good, man.
And that actually makes me want to pivot a little bit because as a parent, it doesn't end.
Oh, that's good.
So just, you have the period where you have your little baby, you have to lead them a certain way. And then you get the toddler, then you get the teenager. And then when your children are adults, there's two things I see happen. Either the parent just be like, oh, don't need no more. You don't need me no more. Get out, blah, blah, blah. Then you have the other one that don't want to let go of CashApp as the baby or the teenager that I could tell to do everything I want them to do. Both of those, throw them in the trash. Go back to God again. Say, Lord, how do I help my children as adults now?
Yeah.
What do I do now? It could just be praying. Your daughter could be going through some sort of season that she won't tell you as an adult. And in this season, the Lord might want you to be praying for her, reaching out to her. I got a friend, man, her mom, she said her mom could hear in her voice. I'll never forget this post. She said her mom could hear in her voice when she called her that she was tired. And she came and got hurt. They were in different states. She said, bring them kids. And I think she said that her mom kept the kids for like 6 weeks or so. I said, Jesus. First of all, I don't even know if I would, because I'm, be liking them kids. But the fact that that's a different relationship. It is not my mom governing me as CashApp, a 16-year-old now. No. My mom heard something different. She saw me as a woman, a mother who needed something that I might not say out loud. And so this is the way that I can help you. And so just because your children are adults, it don't mean it's over.
You taking me, I got to interject because I just talked to a really,
I already know what
a really awesome man of God, man, that we have connected with, fairly recently, over maybe the last year or so. And he's powerful, man. He's also a dad.
Yeah. And
we had this conversation where we're just talking about, I'm sharing some of my experience of what I shared with you guys today about getting up with the boys in the morning, trying to be that intentional father. And he said, man, my son's grown now. You know what I mean? I really wish I had that in mind. So it's powerful that is happening, that you're doing that. I feel like maybe kind of that door is closed. And immediately, man, up in my spirit, I couldn't even hold back. I was like, no. Two things came to mind. Number one, it's never too late. Although there may be experiences that you can never turn the clock back on. You can't go back and change some of those opportunities that you may have missed or words you could have shared. But with your son still being alive, being around, being present, there's always an opportunity to be dad. I also encouraged that, yeah, you're right. Your son's not your child. He's not a child anymore. He's not a kid. So your responsibility, or your role rather, as dad shifts from being the parent who governs over this child to now you're an advisor in his life.
Coach.
You're a coach. So in this space in life, shifting that perspective, no, it's never too late. It's not too late. Some of you might be on here and you have adult children. So now they're out of the house. They're not in your care anymore. But your role is still just as important. Just the role that you play now is now shifted. Now maybe you're not the coach. Maybe you're the general manager who kind of just provides advisement to them as they're coaching their own team. But be there. Be present. Also use your voice. Don't always sit back and let them walk through this stuff. Let them know, like Shay was sharing with a friend of ours, man. Her mom was like, oh, let me step in, let me help.
Her voice. But you don't be overbearing.
Absolutely.
Do it from a place of love and prayer. Approach it with prayer because everybody's different.
That's good.
You don't just be like, hello, oh, you sound tired, I'm taking the kids. No.
Yeah.
You got to, what the Bible say? You got to know those who labor among you. You got to know the personalities around you. If you have a relationship with a son or a daughter and it's been rough, then how about starting by trying to build the relationship? Repair the things, apologize, talk about what happened.
That's good.
Talk about what you didn't know. Because this is the thing. I tell our kids all the time. I'm like, I know that mommy and daddy be seeming like they know everything. We are still learning. This is the first time we done had you, and I start naming their ages, 14, 13. This is the first time we did it. And so everything isn't going to be perfect and right with what we do. We're going to do our best. When we're wrong, we're going to apologize for that, and we're going to try to do better.
Yeah.
But the false belief that you got to even seem perfect to your kids, throw it in the trash. Throw that one in the trash too. Be real with them. I've seen families where parents won't grieve in front of their children, but then the kids don't know how to grieve themselves, and they like, oh, dad is such a powerful man of God. If he don't cry because God got him, how am I going to cry? And I'm not strong enough. No, show them your weaknesses. Allow them to see so that they realize that they're learning like you, that you're human like them. We all want to be superheroes and have on capes and be everything that they need. But sometimes you got to be vulnerable and take that daggone cape off and let them see your dad. You look at daddy like he's Superman, but really daddy is Clark Kent. And the cape is Jesus Christ. Hello.
Yeah.
That's where the power comes from. I'm a human like you. And that will help them while they're going through adulthood so that they don't compare themselves to an unrealistic picture that you created that ain't even true.
That's real. This
is the stuff that we're talking about, how to parent adults. The older I got, the more I realized there's a friendship that happens if you let it. But I also valued things. I started realizing what my mom said. My mom is gone. I started valuing the stuff she said. The Lord started allowing me to see, my dad as a human and things, and not have these certain expectations for him that, without thinking of him as a person going through life too. Like this then cultivated for me and him to have such a great relationship now, and so while it's different, it's not ineffective. I start seeing the importance of having a parent as an adult.
I think this has shown me something that is, again, full circle. We talked about in relationship, offense is the one thing that really gets in the way of people being able to grow. So when something happens between you, if you're quick, I'm gonna make this make sense. If you're quick to get offended rather than care or see the other person for where they are, you don't give room and grace to be able to understand them. I think the same situation is that same situation as a parent. We haven't parented any adult kids yet, but we're watching some people like you. We have a young lady or a mother who has an adult child that's walking through addiction. And to be able to hear her experiences and where she's at in this process, man, is it's life changing, because she's like, I'm in a space where I'm really giving my child to God. I can't pull him out of that space. Now, again, we don't know what that feels like to watch our child walk through addiction, but we understand and see us dealing with a teenager versus her dealing with an adult child who's struggling with addiction. We're in the same space.
Still helpless.
We're still helpless. We still need to depend on God. We still have to have faith that he can walk his child through that process. We're just conduits. Our role in this spot with the teenage child is we're parenting. Now we have a little more room and a little more leash to be able to influence. Her as a mom, her power is in her prayer. Another level of prayer, because we're still seeking God in prayer. But now you're in a place where, oh man, I'm seeing this. Your prayer develops. So we're exercising prayer right now while we have a chance to have them in our home, talk to them, walk through them, and we can see the prayers coming to pass.
Yeah.
She's in a space where she has an adult child where she may not be able to see that change immediately.
Yeah.
But your prayer is now going to the next level. Now, God, I have to have a faith where I'm believing that you're touching them where I can't see. I don't have the ability to say, hey, when they come home from school, have a seat. Let me talk to you.
Yeah. I
don't have that chance. But I have to rely on the Holy Spirit to be able to meet them where they are in the same level of prayer, same level of faith, same level of intentionality. Again, crash test dummies running into walls.
Yeah.
But we trust God that he'll bring us through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When I see with a teenager, truthfully, I can say a million things, but if you're closed off, my prayer is still as intense. Because if you're closed off to what I'm saying, it doesn't matter anyway.
Well, in that moment, we're praying for a softened heart.
Yeah.
We're praying for...
And whatever it is you're going through that you don't want to talk about with me. There were things, and I had a different and unique relationship with my mom. And there were things that and
the wisdom to see God, because remember Pastor Greg said, man, you got to pray sometimes, God, who do you need to use? Because it may not be me.
Yeah.
I may not ever be able to get through them on this particular space. You need
somebody else.
That's good.
But, there were things I just didn't tell my mom. No reason. It's not that I think I couldn't. I didn't think I was going to get in trouble. There was no reason. I just didn't. And so, but God did have people he placed around me.
Yeah.
And her words come to me now like, oh, so it's important to be saying it. Right. But, and trust that it will come back around. And so we've been talking for longer than, cause this could go so many ways. But I think just to wrap it up, the most important thing to know is that children are a blessing from the Lord. And so that blessing it doesn't end. They're a blessing God gave you for a period of time, but they're his. And so whatever place you're in, whether you got a newborn baby that has croup and is crying all night and won't sleep and it's miserable, or you got a toddler that's busting up everything, or you have a teenager that's not talking and going to their room, or you have an adult that's addicted, God is with you.
Oh, man.
He blessed you with them. He is more than equipped. I'm going to tell this quick dream I had that goes with it. I had this dream. I was fighting a snake. I killed the first one. Another snake came. Killed the second one. Third time snake came. It was too big. It was too heavy. I couldn't do it. I'm trying to fight this thing. It wasn't working. I looked behind me. There was a man in a conductor's outfit. He was fixing things. And I turned around to him and I said, sir, can you help me kill this snake? He touched the top of the snake's head and the snake dropped dead. Now, if y'all have seen how intense and how hard I was wrestling with this snake, nobody should ever been able to touch the top. He just touched the side of his head and dropped dead. And he said to me, why didn't you ask me?
Oh, man.
He said, this is what I do. I later come to understand that the man in the back was God. And that's what he's saying to us. We think that we're supposed to do this stuff alone. We think that God put us here, and just like we may have experienced as adults or kids or whatever, or our parents didn't know better or whatever, and they go ahead and do your own thing. But that's not the way God is, and that's not the way he intended it to be. He wants us just to give an open invitation. That's it.
That's good.
And all this time, he's like, why didn't you just ask me? This is what I do. I'm a healer. I'll show you how to pray, what to say, what to do. I will call your children from the north, the south, the east, and the west. I will save your children. That's what I do. We take this stuff on and we trying to fight it alone, but that's not what God intended for it to be. So whatever space you're in, the Lord is with you, and he is more than ready to assist you with your children.
Come on, man. So
while it's not for the weak, it is difficult, it's hard, we're not meant to do it alone. And that's in every single stage. Because with a newborn baby crying, you don't know what to do with them neither. Because they can't tell you, actually, my ear hurts. They can't tell you that. with a grown, maybe a husband and a wife in a home, they're struggling, but they don't want to tell their parents. They don't, they're in there, they're starting their own thing. They may not tell you, but God might wake you up and say, pray for your son today. He's going through something. And you don't even interject. They ain't even got to know. But your prayers, the Bible said the prayers of the righteous availeth much. I mean, the Lord hears those prayers and he will answer. Mm-hmm. He is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. And if you believe that God will answer your prayers, then send up the prayer. You might not have to say nothing. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is that you in whatever stage you're in with God, just do it with him. That's all. Just do it with him. And while it's not an easy road to walk, God is with you. Mm-hmm. That's all.
That's good. That's good. Oh, man.
We can talk about this forever.
No, for real. And we love you guys, man. Yeah. If you want to get connected with us, mm-hmm. We never get tired of saying this, mm-hmm. that we want to be there for you. Mm-hmm. We want to walk you through it. So if you're in the process of being in relationship, maybe you're interested in being married or you are married, mm-hmm. Let us connect with you. Mm-hmm. So we have the anchor sessions. We have the blueprint course. You can go check that out on our website. Check our pages, be able to see what we offer. We also have the PM experience, the very thing that we're talking about today. We love to take conversations like this, be able to sit down, have Q&As with parents or those that are children. It's like, I need to figure out how to be a good son, a good daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us an opportunity to have those conversations with you. Mm-hmm. All right. But we love this chat. Can't wait till we connect with you the next time. Any closing remarks? Anything you want to leave with our people?
You've
been prophetically declaring some crazy stuff today.
We also have the Men's Project.
Oh, I always forget that.
This is his.
The Men's Project, yes.
And that is individual coaching for men, mm-hmm. for whatever you're going through, whether you're in relationship or you're not, whether you're just a father or just a man trying to figure out which way he needs to go, or mm-hmm. how to become this thing that God may be pulling you to, or whatever, how to walk this walk. You're not alone. That's what the Men's Project does.
Discovery call for that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then we have the Queen's Corner, which is the same thing, just women. Mm-hmm. I really, really love talking with women. My most favorite thing is talking identity with women, because a lot of times we get lost in these titles that we have or don't have, or what we think we're supposed to be in.
And let me say this, and ladies, you guys pour out so much, especially the ladies out there who are moms, mm-hmm. who are wives. Mm-hmm. You pour out so much. And what Shay's passion really is to create this space, which is like a refueling station for you to get poured into.
No, that's something a little bit different, but yes.
I know. Essentially, that is the mission that she has. I knew she was going to interject.
Yeah,
this is what she is passionate about, pouring back into women.
Yeah.
All right.
I like to walk. This is what I call doing a little bit of life with you. We all go through different seasons in our lives, mm-hmm. and we just might need somebody to do a piece of life with us and help us to get to the next destination. We might be here and we don't know how to get there. Mm-hmm. We might be, stuck a place, basically the same thing. And I like to be able to partner with you, and just, you have a sister in your corner. You have somebody praying with you. You have somebody cheering you on. You have somebody encouraging you, reminding you of who you are and who God called you to be. That is my heart with the Queen's Corner.
You're the mobile gas station.
Oh,
we just saw something like that around the area, where a guy you could set up a call, you can request gas services like Uber, mm-hmm. but that's essentially what she is. So wherever you are, ladies, mm-hmm. get a little bit of fuel. You might be running on fumes, and you just need somebody to pour into you and get you back on the road again.
And I tell you, I be thinking about y'all too. I have ladies I talk to all the time, and I be thinking about y'all. So it ain't just a person on the call that's like, don't really care about you after.
Yeah.
I be thinking about my ladies.
But that brings me a challenge, man. If you are a person who has, in fact, partner with us, have benefited from some of our services, even the conversation, if you're our friends, man, mm-hmm. and you've benefited, could you do me a favor? Can you just go online, man, just share it. You don't mm-hmm. have to go into grand detail if it's very private, but if we made some impact, please share that.
Yeah.
Not to it's not to toot our horn. We want other people to be encouraged by how impactful doing community can be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we say it in the very beginning, healthy people creates healthy family. We then add healthy community, which leads to a healthy world. So let's share some of that stuff. There's too much going on right now in the world that makes it feel like there's no way to do it well.
Yep.
Well, let's encourage each other that we can.
Sick people and sick families and sick communities. Absolutely. It's making the world sick.
Absolutely,
That's
man.
why.
But we love you guys.
Love you.
Man, have a beautiful day.
Yes.
Make it a great day. All right. So take care. God bless.
Hey, before you go, make sure you subscribe and like this video.